With a major studio like Universal, there's always lots of stuff going on, to the endless pleasure of the productions of the studio. And Nicholas Sparks fans will be pleased to hear that Universal is excited to partner up with the writer. What's the story of the first ever gay rom-com? What can we learn from Jordan Peele's Nope? Latest TV spot Easter eggs? Let's find out. To start things off, Nicholas Sparks is partnering with Universal Pictures. Whether you hate him or you love him, there's no denying that Nicholas Sparks writes romance like no other. His novels have served as beloved cultural touchstones, with his strong characters and powerful themes, characteristics that make for excellent cinematic adaptation. If you ask Universal Pictures president Peter Kramer, the world of romantic movies would be empty indeed had Sparks decided he wanted to be a carpenter instead. Since Sparks wrote his unforgettable first novel, The Notebook, in 1996, 11 of his 22 novels have been adapted into feature movies. And now Universal Pictures wants to partner with the writer to produce another 3 feature films. Naturally, the films will be based on some of Sparks' more recent novels. This includes The Wish, an emotional story about first love. Unlike a lot of other people, the pandemic didn't slow Nicholas Sparks down one bit. In September 2020, The Return was published, which has recently been optioned to be adapted into a movie. The Wish came out in September 2021, which has brought his total amount of published novels to a beautiful 22. His 23rd novel, Dreamland, will be published in September 2022. Well, if there's one thing we know about Nicholas Sparks is that he can keep to a neat schedule, so we shouldn't be worried about any of his release dates being pushed back. Following, how did Jordan Peele come up with the title Nope? It didn't take long for the Key and Peele comedian to make a name for himself as one of the boldest filmmakers in Hollywood after his directorial debut, Get Out, back in 2017. And we really can't imagine the horror genre without him anymore. Fans of the comedian turned filmmaker have been raving about his newest upcoming movie, Nope, with many spending hours upon hours theorizing on what the title might mean, which might be a little less complicated than we fans would like to make things like these. At this year's CinemaCon, Peele participated in a Universal Pictures panel, where he explained what his intention with the title is. According to him, the title relates to a viewer's reaction to watching a horror movie, especially in theaters. Peele loved a rapt audience saying "Nope" or "Get out of the house," and loves to encourage that interaction because, as he says himself, that's what's giving the audience a unique experience. And so the title speaks to the idea of being in tune with what the audience is feeling and thinking while watching the movie in a theater, together with lots of other people who are going through the same emotions. As Peele so eloquently explained by comparing watching a horror movie on your own versus in a theater to riding a roller coaster. It's no fun alone. Being scared alone isn't fun either. Next up, Billy Eichner will lead the first ever gay rom-com by a major studio, Bros. It sounds ridiculous that we seriously made it all the way to 2022 without a gay rom-com, but it's the truth. Bros, the gay rom-com that was written by and stars Billy Eichner, is the first of its kind, but it's making history on even more grounds than that. It's also the first ever gay rom-com to be written by an openly gay man, who is also starring in his very own major studio film. But Billy Eichner must have stopped. Why stop there? We're on a roll, let's do it right this time, because on top of all that, Bros will also be making history as the first major studio film to have an entirely LGBTQ principal cast. This groundbreaking film was directed by Nicholas Stoller, who's best known for directing the comedy Forgetting Sarah Marshall, and its release is going to be a historic event. Bros features Billy Eichner playing an openly gay man named Bobby, who's struggling to find another human being to go through life with. But of course, when Bobby least expects it, he stumbles into love with Aaron, who's portrayed by Luke McFarlane. In the trailer, we see Bobby talk on a podcast about his experience meeting with Hollywood producers about creating a romantic film about gay people that even a straight guy might like. Sprinkle that with the reality of being a gay man in the 21st century, and we think this film just might set the bar incredibly high. Hold up, where do you think you're going? Are you sure you want to miss out on the next part of the video? Because we're excited to let you know that Shrek and Donkey have found a new home in Universal Studios, Florida. Don't you want to know more? And what project did Universal Studios pick up with Jason Momoa already attached to it? What can we learn from the Easter eggs in the latest TV spot for Jordan Peele's Nope? Well, let's dig in and find out. First up, Shrek and Donkey find a new home. In order to compete with rival Walt Disney parks at Disney World, Comcast Universal Studios Florida regularly updates the theme park. This means older rides are removed and replaced with new ones. The most recent example of a major closure like this was at Universal in Orlando, Florida. In January, Shrek 4D, which opened in 2003, was permanently closed. Fans are expecting it to be replaced by a Minions-themed moving walkway attraction. At least that's what Orlando Park Stop is saying. The Shrek 4D attraction in Hollywood was replaced with the DreamWorks Theater in 2017 to feature a Kung Fu Panda multi-sensory attraction. Many fans are thrown into mourning every time one of their favorite rides is sent into retirement, lamenting their absence even if it finds an amazing replacement. But not every closure is permanent. Sometimes the attraction is only away for a little vacation and will be able to enjoy the attraction again after only a short hiatus, which is also the case for the Meet Shrek and Donkey Encounter attraction. Universal Studios Orlando is temporarily closing the attraction so it can be relocated from its current spot to the now closed Monster Cafe, which will make way for a new dining experience. Shrek and Donkey will find a new home in the theme park's Kids Zone, according to Theme Park Tourist. It's not certain yet when the attraction will be reopening. Next up, Jason Momoa to star in Universal Pictures' newest acquisition. Universal has a crush on Jason Momoa, and it shows, because it's pretty obvious that they're doing everything to spend more time with the call. The latest ruse Universal has come up with? Shots. As in the movie. Universal decided to snatch it up with plans to pin it on Momoa. Written by Matt Mider and Kevin Burrows, this interestingly titled action comedy has indeed already successfully had Momoa attached to star in it. And not just that, Momoa will also produce the feature project, together with partner Jeff Fearson, Dan Lin, and Jonathan Eyrick of Rideback. The story details are being kept under frustratingly tight wraps, but the project has been described as a family-centric adventure, with tones of James Cameron's True Lies, Liam Neeson's Taken franchise, and the recent Paramount hit The Lost City, which sounds like a great cocktail. Mider and Burrows will be on the team to executive produce, as will Rideback's Ryan Halprin. With all this amazing talent pulling together, the result is bound to be epic. And knowing that it will be Momoa who will carry the story, well, we can't wait to get our teeth into that. And finally, Jordan Peele's Nope. What can we learn from the Easter eggs in the latest TV spot? During Universal's CinemaCon presentation at the end of April, Jordan Peele thought it was necessary to be a tease and tell us that new marketing materials for Nope, including the footage shown off to CinemaCon attendees, are coming soon. But we're not really complaining about the secrecy. It's one of the reasons why we love Peele so much, after all. For now, all we know for sure is that the movie has something to do with aliens. So what can the most recent TV spot tell us with its Easter eggs? The spot features Golden State Warriors basketball player Steve Curry, putting him in some of the location of Peele's Nope. He's shooting hoops on the Haywood Ranch, the only black-owned horse trainers in Hollywood. And for the hyper-vigilant viewer, there were a few little Easter eggs hidden away in the spot. Most notably, Curry's shirt. Looking like the poster for Disney's Holes, Curry's shirt has Kid Sheriff art on it, which could very well be a clue to something we don't know yet. Other little Easter eggs that were spotted are a direct reference to props and moments from Peele's third movie, like the record player and colorful pendants. So the theory is that everything on display in this spot must have something to do with the movie. And who or what is Kid Sheriff? Unfortunately, we'll have to wait for that new marketing material to come out. Are we to figure any of this out? So stay tuned. More news is surely to come. And that's it. What do you think is going to happen in Jordan Peele's Nope? Let us know in the comments. And thanks for watching.